Hey, it's me.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Squishy Makeovers. This is the series where I take used, nasty, discarded squishies that have been sent to me and fix them up and paint them.
Then I hoard them.
It's all very fun. First task at hand, as always, is to select the squishies that we're gonna fix. Well, I'm gonna fix. You're gonna watch. And you know, we're doing it the wheel way. The wheel way. I just don't feel like making decisions today. I already have my app queued up here, and these options correspond with all my different bins of squishies that I have labeled. So let's spin the wheel. The wheel has spoken and it has said bread. How exciting.
Bread.
This will be the first time this box has been selected by the wheel. Bread isn't typically the most exciting thing to paint on. I'm just gonna go right like this and grab. I got this Hello Kitty donut. This used to be like the only cheap squishy I could find. I decided to get a bunch on eBay. I have painted so many of these things. This is technically a dessert. It's a donut. Okay, so this shouldn't even be in here. I feel like I should get a redraw because it's in the wrong bin.
Ow.
That did not hit you. Let's do this again. Okie dokie. It is a massively huge hamburger. I have been wanting to redecorate a big fat hamburger because I have some ideas for it, so I'm happy with this. This is selection number 1. Let's get into squishy roasting. Okay, I feel like every voiceover starts with me saying, okay, so I said okay again. So the squishy. This one specifically has always slightly confused me. It looks as if the peeling parts were painted on. The color is like splotchy and uneven. That looks like the classic cheap paint job right there. And then the shading on the bun, that's definitely factory produced shading. So I don't know. Either way, this squishy is in a state. I don't mean the United States. Oh, the cringe. The pickles being on top of the burger instead of in the burger is kind of weird to me. What is that? Maybe I'm just uncultured. Anyway, this thing is making a complete mess, so let's just take some action here. First step, I need to sand down the foam to get a little bit more of a textured surface, and that will help the paint to adhere permanently. Bonus, it's also helping to remove some of that excess peeliness. Okay, there. I'm gonna ditch these pickles, and I'm gonna take some time to smooth out the top of the bun, which actually won't end up mattering in the end. You'll see why later. And hello, other waste of time. I'm gonna smooth out the top further with puffy paint, which also will not end up mattering. Shh, I didn't know that yet. Set that to the side, clean up the mess, and a couple hours later, it's back. I'm still adding more layers of paint for maximum smoothness. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at that glossy, luscious paint. But also, it makes me kind of sad because I didn't have to spend all this time doing this. Life is full of regrets. And then, oh, what is happening? I failed to press the record button while painting the first coat on that bun. Good job! Now, my long-awaited idea for a burger squishy makeover is basically I wanted to change a regular burger into a dessert burger. What's a dessert burger? I don't know. I just made it up. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's thought of that. Oh, nope. But I'm creating what a dessert burger means
To me.
I decided to keep the regular bun color. Let's just say it's now a sweet bun, whatever that is. Now it's time to break out the chocolate. I'm painting what used to be a brown burger patty, and I'm changing it to a brown burger patty. Pretty cool, huh? It may look the same as a meat patty, but the dessert burger patty is actually a brownie. Just trust me. Okay, it is. And oh, look, suddenly the background color is now pink because I forgot that I was using yellow before. Just add it to the list of mistakes. I wasn't exactly sure what to make out of these toppings. I believe they were previously tomatoes and lettuce, maybe? I ended up just painting those sections pink, just pink. Let's say that's a layer of pink frosting. Yeah. Now I'm starting to go back and clean up some of the mess that I've created under the patty. brownie patty. Yes. And boom, there we go, back to the yellow. Honestly, I'm so underwhelmed by the design at this point. It just doesn't have that decadent, gluttonous dessert feel that I was hoping for. So I brought in this big fat dollop of frosting to help out with that. I'm not sure what squishy this came from. My guess is it was the top of a cupcake. First, just plucking out some chunks out of the bottom to give us kind of a cave so that it fits over the dome-shaped burger bun. And since I waited so far into the process to add this on, hot glue is my only option. It's really not a good idea to try the whole fabric glue and rubber band method after the squishy has been painted. That's why hot glue is the safest way to go at this point. Using some white puffy paint, I just have to seal up the messy seam in between the two pieces. Then I'm gonna cover the whole frosting topping with a nice thick layer. Thick.
I don't like that.
To give that gooey dessert look that I'm going for. The hand cramp got pretty real toward the end, but it was worth it because you know what comes with a nice thick layer of puffy paint. The opportunity to stick on some sprinkles. Ooh, So here we go. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Okay, sprinkles have been applied. Now for some more sauce. I added a nice fat layer of drippy white sauce. White chocolate ganache. I don't know. I'm going for that gooey look again. For the last touch, I decided to paint on some circle sprinkles in the brownie just to make it more clear that this is a chocolate brownie, not ground beef. Here is the final transformation. We have successfully moved from dinner to dessert. It is quite a strange looking dessert, but it's my own creation and I like it. Although it's kind of hard to picture what it would actually taste like. Do you picture taste? No, you can't picture taste, but it's fun to look at and squeeze aggressively. Also, I got several of the sprinkles a little bit messy. Not a big deal, but kind of is. But overall, I am pleased.
Okay, wasn't that just great? I don't know because I still haven't painted it. The second selection is going to be from mine. The bin labeled mine. These are all squishies that I bought for myself. Let me go get that bin. Oh, what the heck? Why are they heavy? Bloop, bloop. I'm trying not to look at what's on the top. Oh, this thing. This is a little, ice cream child. I have a ton of these in here. I remember I saw them online and I just thought they were so weird and so cute. Yes! So let's get started with that.
Yeah, so this little creature here is quite unique. It was truly love at first sight when I came across this thing.
I'm so excited about decorating this. It's not even funny.
Yet it took me 2.5 years to get around to painting on it. It's some sort of dessert themed person. It's got like a neon yellow body, white cream top, sprinkled on razor blades.
What?
The face is odd. It's supposed to be like but it's very sloppily printed and honestly just not that cute. It does appear that I've already sanded this squishy, so I guess I was planning on painting it, but then I didn't. I didn't know exactly how I was going to design this at this point, but I do know that mouth needs to go. So I'm working on covering that up with some puffy paint so that we don't see the indent of that through the new paint job. Several layers later, and it's mostly concealed. Moving on to a white base coat. I'm just gonna... Why am I painting like that? The heck? While I'm painting that, I'm trying to come up with some idea for this very unique squishy, and then...
I got it!
Popping open my pink paint, dipping into that, I'm gonna be painting the topping of this a nice bright pink. Although I only got about halfway through that before I realized, crap! If I'm gonna go with the idea that I think I'm gonna go with, I need to add a cherry to the top. I grabbed a random hunk of memory foam and I'm trimming out a nice spherical shape. This always looks a lot more fun and satisfying when it's sped up, but in reality, it's a painfully boring process. Eventually, I got that as I wanted it. Since we are once again adding parts after the squishy has been painted, that's right, hot glue. I really need to get a grip on these last minute changes. I keep doing this. Once that's stuck, I've I've just got to seal it in all the way around, and since it is memory foam, it's necessary to apply several thick coats of paint over the entire surface as well, unless you want a cherry with pores. So let's just keep going, really building up that paint until we have a nice, smooth-ish kind of surface. Back to the painting of the top. I figured since this is already a slightly strange squishy, why not take inspiration from one of the strangest things that I've done lately, the human cupcake. If you haven't seen it, I spent a whole video turning myself into a cupcake. Oh, and now it's time to paint the cherry. Many people thought that the human cupcake was slightly creepy. It was creepy, but I have to say in another way, I kind of liked it. I'm painting the feet as if they're the cupcake liner and basically just following the same design that I used on myself. Here I go, cleaning up the hairline a little bit. Wow, if only it was that easy to fix my own hairline. And it's time to get her face on. She is a little on the pale side. I am gonna add some little rosy cheeks to her to maybe make it look a little bit less frightening. I'm also gonna add some really simple, sweet brown eyes with just a tiny lash in the corner. Oh, I love them! And a nice, simple little smile. Finally, this is where it gets good. I'm adding all the sprinkles to the face and the torso. I would play the sprinkle song here, but we have a strict 1 sprinkle song per video maximum. Maybe just a quick one. There, that is all. Since I get yelled at when I make cherries without stems,
Here's your precious stem.
some last little final touches, and ooh! The original was weird and confusing, but now it's weird and confusing, but also cute. I don't know why, but I'm like legitimately obsessed with this. I love it. It's definitely cute, but it's also definitely creepy, and I like that. It's creepy cute. It's Cupie. It's Cupie the human cupcake. Arf! I don't know why she barks. Take that back. This design has gone through many phases of development, from this very normal cupcake to this, and now that. And I'm super happy with this.
And we are back here for the final choice. Let's make this good. Food. I guess that's fine. It's just that we already got something food related. Oh, why are squishies so heavy suddenly? Side note, some people get bothered by the way that I have organized my squishies. Like,
Bread is food. Why don't you just put the bread with the food?
yes, I get that some categories are slightly redundant. I have to organize these things according to how many I have, and I have different sizes of bins. It just works out to organize things like this. I think I'm gonna dig deep for this one.
Oh, brah.
Okay, pancakes, complete with somebody's hair. I've gotten a lot of pancake squishies before, and I've never painted one for a reason, because I don't really have an idea. I'm gonna have to think of something today. Let's see what I come up with for that one.
If you couldn't tell, I wasn't super thrilled about this selection. I just didn't know how to customize them in an exciting way. This particular stack of pancakes has definitely seen better days. It's ripping. Much of the color has been rubbed off, and a decent amount of hair woven through it. Lovely, thank you. I'm not super inspired by this squishy, but you can't always wait around for inspiration. Today, we're gonna force it. I gotta prep my squishy by sanding. Technically, I could skip this step, may not even notice a difference immediately, but I will tell you, if you don't sand it first, the paint is definitely gonna start peeling after a while, and I'm just not down for that. I decided that I'm going to need something to make this boring stack of pancakes a little bit more interesting, and that's when I discovered you! I found this mini bear squishy in my collection, a nice round belly, but a very flat back. But it happens to work perfectly for my purposes. I just have to rip out that little plastic piece out of the head, then say goodbye to ordinary butter. It's Butter Bear. So let's make this permanent. I'm going to spread some glue on the back of the bear, stick that on, rubber band it up to secure it in place, let it dry, and boom, they are one. It's time to go around the seam with some puffy paint and seal everything together. All right, and that's done. Now for the pancakes, I wanted a more appetizing color for these than that very artificial yellow color, but I quickly decided that this very pale tan color wasn't much better. It's gross. And I'm making a mess. So I darkened that up a little bit to give it a more toasted look, and I think that came out much better. It's good change. Turning my attention to Butter Bear, I'm gonna paint her a nice butter yellow. So what's the deal with the bear on the pancakes? Well, it's pretty simple. The butter is made of bear.
No.
The bear is made of butter. Butter bear. Why are you confused? It just makes these pancakes more interesting. Now, to give a little bit more detail to the stack of pancakes, I'm adding a darker tan to any of the little slivers of the tops that are kind of poking out, since obviously the top of the pancake is much darker than the side of the pancake. This was looking really subtle, so off camera I darkened it up a little bit, and I'm also painting the very top pancake with that same color. Would you care for some syrup with those? Why, yes, I would. The syrup color was tricky because syrup is clearly, well, clear. No, it's not clear. It's translucent, and that's a very hard thing to capture using one flat color. I think this was not actually a bad attempt, but then I ended up changing it and I darkened the color a lot because I wanted more contrast with the pancake, but now it kind of looks like chocolate syrup, which I guess isn't the worst thing. I can deal with it. Now for the face. I wanted to keep it nice and simple. It's a very small area, so trying to add too much detail would certainly end in disaster, and some final little touches, rosy cheeks because she's happy, and little inner ears. And just to top everything off, I'm painting on some powdered sugar. I just felt like it was missing something. It needed a little bit more detail to make it look complete. So here is the before and after. I do think the new version has a lot more life and personality to it. I really love how this turned out, especially considering I had no idea what I was gonna do with it in the beginning. Also, I can't stop squishing her belly. I feel like this is my version of the Pillsbury Doughboy. Ooh. Even though the colors are a little bit off when it comes to the pancake and the syrup part of it, I think it turned out decently overall. And that is it for today. Oh wow, they all kind of go together. I hope you enjoyed this squishy makeover. I love how each one of these turned out, especially the human cupcake, and I had a lot of fun with them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!